Okay, so the recording has started. In the meantime, let me share my screen. And after that, just a second. You can see the screen, right? Please confirm once. Anybody? Cannot see. Let me stop sharing and then reshare again. Now, can you see? Now we should be able to see. Please confirm anybody. Okay. Okay, so if the screen is visible, then let us begin. So this is the first question actually. So try to solve it and then we'll discuss. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, try to speak up actually using your microphone. And this is the first question. So there are some variable declaration that is happening, and you are assigning some values using the post increment operator. So this is a simple questions actually. In the previous class, we have discussed a lot about these things. So try to solve it and then we'll discuss. So what is the answer? Can anyone tell? 120, 130. Okay, so let me start to explain what is happening here. So if you see the question carefully, then there are this kind of variables that are declared. Basically, your int a, z, x, and y. Okay, and so sorry, z is x into y plus plus. So y plus plus means that y is this is a post increment operator. So x into y, this operation it will happen first using the previous value of y, which is assigned as 12. Okay. So when you perform x into y plus plus, you will get 10. So 10 is the value of x, you assign it and you multiply it with 12. Why not 13? Because y is post incremented. So after assignment of z, this operation is done. Value of y will be incremented to y plus 1, which is basically 13. Okay. So now the value of z will be 120. Then y will be incremented actually. Then what will be the new value of y? It will be 12 plus 1 equal to 30. Okay. So once these operations are done, then the second operation is being performed for which is basically a equal to x into y. So a equal to x. What is x? X is previously 10. Okay, so 10 is there, and y is 13. So I'm multiplying it with 13 because the y has been pre-incremented to the value of 13. So now the current value of a is 130. Okay, so now z is 120 and a is 130. So printf will print 120 and 130. So this is how it is done. Okay. Yeah, I am not audible. Can anybody confirm if I am audible or not? Okay. Okay. Then please check. Actually, somebody has told me that you are not audible. So please check your internet. It is having some problem. Okay. Okay. So this is the explanation. So previously, this is the first part actually. Z equal to x into y plus plus. So in this part, you have to just do the operation as suggested here, and then post increment the value of y to 13. Then that post incremented value will be multiplied with the current value of x, which is 10. So you'll get a value of 130 for a. Now let's suppose that instead of y plus plus, it is given as like this. Okay. So let me just erase the equations. So maintain everything in mind, whatever is written in the question. But instead of z equal to x into y plus plus, let's suppose you are given this z equal to x into minus minus y. Okay. And the remaining steps are the same. So now in your mind, calculate the values of z and a, and then we'll proceed. Just tell me or write in the chat box what will be the values. Okay. Sorry, this will be x actually. Sorry, this will be x. And the previous next step is the same actually. So a equal to into Okay, so what happens? Well, let me check the answers first. 110, 110. Okay, so let me clarify what happens. So if you just see what is happening here. So the value of x is 10. Okay, so you just put the value of x here, but it is a pre-decrement operator. So before calculating the value of z, you just decrement the value of y. The current value of y is how much? 12. You basically decrement it first and then multiply. Then it is basically 110. And what is the current value of y now? It is pre-decremented to 11. So it is 11. And what is the value of x? It is 10. So a is also 110. Okay. So both z and a will be 110. Any doubt about this? Correct, correct. 110, 110. So if you have any doubt, please ask it. Then I'll proceed. Okay, so if you don't have any doubt, then I think I can proceed now. So yeah, this is the second question. I'm zooming it slightly. Yeah, try to answer it, then we'll discuss it again. Anybody completed? 67. Okay, let's wait for another 1 minute. Let other people complete, then we'll see how to do it. Okay. So let's see how to do it. Please mute your microphone. First thing. Okay, so this is the result given. I mean, RE, let's write it like this, R A plus A into minus B, okay, then divided by C plus C into D. So try to see what are the operations actually and how they are performed. All the operations, if you see carefully, they are left to right associative actually. So they should be performed from left to right. And what is the precedence order? So if you see this first, this operation you can perform. Okay, then this, and then actually the whole thing, right? So this is the order in which they should be performed. So let's see what is happening. Okay, because see carefully here. What is the value of 50 plus? Now let's perform this operation A into minus B.
Sir,
Yes,
I have. Sir, since multiplication and division and modulo have same precedence, we follow from
hmm.
left to right now, sir.
Correct, correct.
So after A into B, you should do that value by C and then per modulo D now, sir.
How you are suggesting?
I'm suggesting, sir, A into B and then by C we have divided and then we do modulo with D now, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. That is also correct. Yes, yes. So yeah, yeah. This this should not be actually the correct thing. So you are suggesting like this, right? Like this you are suggesting.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Before
Correct.
A parenthesis.
Understood what you're doing. Yeah. So that way, if you do, yes, I think you are suggesting exactly this.
Yes, sir, yes.
Correct, correct. Yeah. So yeah, this is the correct order actually. So yeah, so as this is left to right associative, you have to do the operation from left to right, and they have the same order as the same precedence as the A actually, the division and the modulo operator. So if you put the values correctly, what will happen? So let's do it. Uh, Let me just copy it here. So what is the value of A? It is 50 and then minus 20, right? Then divided by C. C will be 20. Sorry, 6. Then that will be modulo by D. So this is the this part of the solution. So can anyone tell me what will happen here? Because this is minus actually, right? Then what will happen here? Will this also be minus? This will happen. What do you think? And what is the value of this? Yes, yes. It is left to right, correct. Minus 166, correct. So it is actually minus 166 point this, I think. But as we don't have the decimal part, we only consider this. And this is actually modulo 3. So if you do modulo 3 with this, what do you think? Will you still get the minus sign? So minus sign will also be present, okay? So if you still get the minus sign, what will be the value of it? So modulo means if you divide the whole number by 3 and see what is the remainder happening actually. So if you do this carefully, then you will see that 3, 5, I think 15, 1, 6. So 1 will be the remainder, right? Minus 1. I think minus 1 will be the remainder. So now see the value of A. This is basically 50. Okay. So I'm adding 50 to it. 50 plus, this is minus 1, the whole operation, this part. Okay. And this is C into D is remaining. So in C into D, we'll just write this 16 to 3, which is 18. So 15 plus 15 minus 1, 49 plus 18 equal to 67. Okay. So this is how it is actually done. So you have to see the associativity of the operators and the precedence of the operators. If they are of the same precedence, they have to then you have to evaluate it from left to right. So this is the rule actually. So yeah, so if there is any confusion, tell me. Otherwise, I'll proceed actually to next question. Okay, so this is the next question. I guess this question will be very easy for you actually because yeah. One is the answer. Answer for three is 1, 1, 1. Okay, correct. Okay. So if you see carefully what is happening here, okay, so let's write it here. So P second P less than 2. Is it true or not? It is false, right? So this part will evaluate to 0. And AM is greater than 2 or not? It is false actually. Okay. So 0 and 0 is 0. And if you not the whole thing, the case value will be this. So not will be not 0 equal to 1. Okay. So the value will be 1. So this is how it is happening. 10 greater than, okay, it should be 1 actually. Doesn't really matter. So is it clear? It is very simple question actually. So just you have to check the logical comparator, whatever the performance of it. I mean, what it evaluates to. If it evaluates to 0, let it be. If it evaluates to 1, place it like that, and then evaluate the logical AND operation. And 0 and 1 means 0 actually. Both should be 1, and then it will only evaluate to 1. And if it is 0, the whole operation turns to 0, and the final outcome of it is basically the not of 0, which is equal to 1. So you are printing 1 to the screen. So this is the whole idea actually. And this is the fourth question. So try to evaluate these two parts separately and then see what is happening. Condition is true, condition is true. Okay. So for some people who need a hint, this is the hint actually. So this expression, how to evaluate them. So if you have any non-zero values, including negative numbers, then the whole expression will evaluate to true. Okay. And if it is 0, then it is false actually. So try to use this hint and actually see it yourself how you have to evaluate the expression. Okay. Okay. So how it is happening? So if you see this part carefully, -10 and 10. So this is the hint as I have suggested. So if it is the hint, then any non-zero value is true, including negative numbers. So -10 is a non-zero value, which is a negative number that amounts to the expression being true. Okay, so this is 1 and 1. So 1 and 1 is what? 1. And this is 20. 20 basically amounts to 1. And -20, this also amounts to 1. So 1 and 1 is basically 1. So here you have 1, and here also you have 1, right? So 1 or 1 means 1. So if 1 means the if condition gets satisfied, and this will get printed. So it will not go to the else part. Correct. So let me clarify once again. So try to see the box inside carefully. Inside the box, it is written that any 0 means it is false actually. So -10 and 10 when you evaluate, then basically -10 means 1, correct? Because any negative number or positive number doesn't matter. If it is any number, it is basically 1. And 10 means also 1 because it is a positive number. So this is the first part then. And the second part is or 20 and -20. So any non again the same thing will happen. So this is the positive number. Any non-zero number or zero number doesn't matter. I mean, sorry, negative number it doesn't matter. So it will also evaluate to 1. So both of them will evaluate to 1. So 1 and 1 again means 1. So this is 1 and 1 and 1 in the left hand side. This is also 1. So 1 or 1 means what? 1. So the whole thing evaluates to if 1. So if 1 means the if condition will get satisfied and whatever is inside the print will get printed to the screen, which is basically condition is true. Okay? So this is how the situation is evaluated. So this is the next question. Try to see. One 30. Other people try to do it. One. So another thing, actually, this and this has the same precedence. Okay. So equal to the not equal to. Both operator has the same precedence, and they are evaluated from left to right. So these are the two things that you should remember always because they are very fundamental operators. Use that principle to and apply it here. One. Okay. 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 So let me clarify how it is happening. One. Okay. So X is basically 10 equal to 20 not equal to 30. So this is the evaluation, sorry, expression that you need to evaluate. And as I have told you that these two operators equal to and not equal to, they both have the same precedence and they are evaluated from left to right. So if they have the same precedence, then it doesn't matter what you evaluate first, correct? But here it is not true because you have to evaluate them from left to right. So let's evaluate it from left to right. So let's do it first, okay? And then after that, we'll do this remaining operation. So this is how the associativity will be captured by the computer. So what about the first thing? X equal to. So this is how the expression will look like actually. Expression will be evaluated in the machine. Okay. So X equal to now 10 equal to 20. Is it true or not? It is not true, right? So the first thing will be evaluated to 0. So this is not true. So it will be 0. And then it will be basically not equal to 30. So 0 not equal to 30. So it is true or not? It is definitely true. So this expression now, this expression will evaluate to true. Okay, true means 1. So now the value that value will be assigned to x. So x is 1, and if you print the value of x in this line printf statement, it will print 1. Okay, so this is how the whole thing is done actually. So any questions regarding this? Okay, now let's complicate it first. Maybe instead of look this, what about this actually? So 10 equal to 10 equal to 20, 20, let's say. And let's spice it up more actually. So let's place one and here and maybe some minus 20 here. So yeah, so this is the expression if you are given how to evaluate. First, you have to see the precedence and the associativity. So should I proceed? 1 1 0. Okay. Okay, so let's see what is happening here. So this is the highest priority operator. So let's separate it out. Now let's perform the this operation first. So minus 20 means because it is left to right associative, we will perform this operation first. Minus 20 means 1, right? I have, as I have told you already. So just a second. Let me just copy this whole line and paste it here. And this part, the left hand side part will be equal to 1. So what about 10 equal to 10, this part? So is the operator precedence are the same, so it will be left associative, and this is how the evaluations will be done. Okay, and then the whole thing. This is how it will look like. So now let me again copy it, and this is the third thing. So 10 equal to 10 is 1, correct? So 1 equal to 20, is it true or not? It is not true. So it is 0. Okay, 0 not equal to 20, it is true. So it is 1. So 1 and then 1 is 1. So the value of x is 1. Okay. So this is very simple actually. Correct, correct. Okay, some people have said 1. Okay. Is it recording? Okay, recording. Fine. So any doubt about this? If you have any doubt, please ask. Okay. Don't have any doubt, then I think I can proceed. So this is a simple question actually. So the control conditional statement is used in CR, which are the control statement actually. If else statement and switch statement, or none of this. So if else statement, you already know that it is a control statement, correct? And switch case, how about that? This is conditional control or what? Both A and B. Correct, both A and B, because basically if else is a control statement or conditional statement, you can call it anything. And switch case also like that actually, because you are using a control statement. I mean something as a evaluation statement to check if that expression evaluates to true, you do something, or if it evaluates to false, you do another thing. So this is basically a control kind of thing that is happening inside both switch case and if else. Okay, so this is how it is called control or conditional statement. So some people ask me how -20 value is 1. Okay, if it is not 0, if it is anything, it is basically 1, considered as 1 actually. Okay, for logical AND operation. So yeah, so this is question number 6. So which of the following operators can be used to combine multiple conditions in an if statement? So suppose you are given an if statement. Inside the if statement, there are multiple things like this. So if and then A and then B, C not equal to D. So the question asks that if it is allowed or not. And how many of them and in what position they are allowed. All the above. Yeah, correct. So everything can be allowed in any order, any number of times. Okay, so this is the correct answer. So now question number 8. So this is a simple question actually. So tell me the answer quickly. Okay, it is 3. Any other people? Okay, so instead of making this simple, let me make it more complex. Okay, so instead of let's say printf, okay, so this is the question, let's suppose. So int I equal to 2 is already there. So let me just write it. For the sake of completeness, I equal to. So let's suppose this is the question being given. Then what will be the answer of this two printf statement? Yeah, one more percentage. True. 332. 3 and 332. Okay, so what will be the value of this portion? This is pre increment operator. So 3 will be incremented to sorry, 2 will be incremented to 3. So now if we multiply this part 3 with 1, it will be basically 3, right? So this will print 3 and this will print what? 3 is basically the value of I now, but you are post decrementing it, then it means that the value of I, whatever it's there, will be printed first. So 3 will be printed first, then it will be decremented to 3 minus 1 equal to 2. Now the value of I is 2. So now 2 will be printed. So if I ask you what is the value of j now, okay, so let's have another j here and another percentage d here. So what will be the value now? Then 3, 2 and what will be printed here? Another question. True. Yeah, true. Because this operation is being performed. J was basically 1, then J has been post incremented to 2. So this will be 3, 2, 2. So yeah, so the basic values are this actually 3, 3 to 2. Take your 1 minute of your time and try to convince yourself that this is actually the true case that's happening. If you have any doubt after that, ask me. So yeah, this part, see it very carefully. Okay, so should I proceed? Okay, so this is another question. Anybody? Didn't understand the line after j equal to 1. Okay, okay, I'll make you understand. Just focus on this first. Sometime. Okay, so anybody? Option C, C662. That I have to confirm. I have to check. Take some more time if you want. Maybe another 1 minute, then I'll proceed explaining. Okay, so C is basically this C divided by. So this thing slash equal to means you are just doing the operation like this C divided by, then this plus plus A star B minus minus. Okay. So this is the thing that is happening. So you know that this is the highest precedence. This has the highest precedence, this plus plus and minus minus. So we are keeping it inside a bracket and we'll perform it first. So this is a pre-increment operator. And what is the value of A and B before the operation? It is equal to 5, okay, and B equal to 7, and sorry, 7, and C equal to 1, 1, 1. So this is the before operation thing. So even before performing A into B, what are the pre-increment and post-increment decrement operator, okay? So the pre-increment operator is on A. So even before doing the multiplication, the value of A will be incremented to 6. So now 5 plus 1 equal to 5 plus 1, okay? But B will not be decremented because it is a post decrement operation. So what will happen after the operation is performed? C equal to C divided by, we are performing this part now, okay? So plus plus A means your 6, okay? A is now 6. So 6 into B minus minus. So B will be equal to 7 only, correct? Because B is post increment, sorry, post decrement. So now A is 6, B is 7, C is 1, 1, 1. So let's put the value of C here also, 1, 1. Okay. So after this operation is done, so when you get the value of C, so C is what? C is now 1, 1, 1 divided by 43 and A equal to 6. B equal to, now what will be the B? Now the post decrement operator will be called. How? Because the expression is being evaluated. The whatever expression contained B, that part is getting evaluated here to 43. Correct? So now B can be changed appropriately by using the post decrement operator. So previously the value of B was 7. From here you can see now it will be decremented to 6. So B will be 6 and C will be still C is 11, 111, sorry. Then C is basically evaluate, C will be evaluated here, the final value of C, which is 2. Why 2? Because it is integer division. So 43 into 3 will be exceeding the value of 111. So you can only call 43 up to 2. So it will give you 86, which is below 111. So there will be no decimal division for integer numbers. Okay. So that is why this value of C will be 2. So, and whatever the value of A and B are, they are basically 6 and 6. So A is 6, B is 6, and C is 2. So the third option is correct. So yeah, so this is how the operations are performed. Okay. So
Sir,
any doubt?
excuse
Yeah, yeah, correct.
me.
Right.
The above expression is equivalent to the you have written now, sir.
Correct, correct,
But sir, but division and multiplication have same precedence, no, sir.
correct.
So after incrementing A, should we
Hmm.
do first C by incremented A and then into multiplication by B minus, sir?
If you do this, will you get the same response?
No, sir. We are getting other value, sir. Like 17 into 7, we are getting the C value.
I think what I understand is that we are doing this in this way because there are this post-increment and pre-increment operation on top of these variables. And whenever these kind of operations are there, and if they are associated by another operation, then that should have the higher priority than any other operations actually operated. Sorry. So that is the reason this part will be evaluated first, and then it will be divided actually. Correct.
Yes, sir.
But that's a good question actually. I'll see that once uh, properly in any proper reference why this is done in this way actually. Okay. Conventionally, this is done in this way actually, as I have shown you. But your question is correct actually. It could have been done also by taking the depth associated part here like this, right? That I'll check and let you know in the next class. Remind me once, okay? Please remind me once.
Okay.
Hmm. Any other doubt about this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, now only I have searched in the Google for the
Hmm.
precedence
Hmm.
table, sir.
Hmm.
In it, I have seen, sir, like assignment operators are there, no, sir, like plus or plus equal to, minus equal
Hmm.
to.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
They have the least amount of precedence, sir.
Hmm. Hmm.
So maybe that is why the case. I think C
But
divided by goes at last.
no, divided by, yeah, that's fine. But we could have just done it like that, right? So, I mean, like this, and then like this. Because you are doing the having the same precedence and doing the left to right associative, correct? So I'll actually properly check it and let you know. Any other questions regarding this? Okay, so see this. So this is the ternary operator, and using this you have to 5. Okay. So how it is 5? Let me explain. So how to evaluate a ternary operator? You just see this portion. If this is true, then you basically write this, or if it is false, then you write this. So if you see the value of x and y, x is actually greater than y. So this part, the left hand side of the ternary expression, gets evaluated to true, correct? So this is how it is being done actually. So x, y, and then this is the ternary expression, and then some expression. What will get printed? X plus plus and y plus plus. So if x plus x greater than y, this part comes as true, which is actually true because x is greater than y, correct? Because x is 5, y is 3, so 1. So if this is 1, I mean the left hand side of the ternary expression is 1, then you will print this part. If it is false, then you will print this part. Okay, so as this is true, then you will print the value of x. And as this is post incrementing operator, the value of x as originally will be printed. So the value will be 5. Now let's suppose instead of this, it is like this, x minus y and minus minus y. So what will be the value? What would it have been it? So is this true? X less than y? It is not true. So 0, basically it evaluates to 0 now. Okay. So 0, then the ternary operator, then x plus plus or minus minus y. So if you see carefully, if it is 0, then this part will be printed now. But what is minus minus y? It is pre-decrement operator of y. So the value of y will be first decremented, then it will be printed. So the value, how much value will be printed? 2 will be printed actually. So this is how we have to evaluate this kind of expressions. Correct? So any doubt? Yeah. In the equation, it is not c equal to c divided by plus plus a into b minus minus. But is c equal to divided? I don't understand. Now look at this question. What happens actually when you do break statement? And what happens when you use continue statement? That you should know. Okay. So whenever you see continue, you just go to the beginning of the transfer of the control, actually, the loop, and you will initiate the looping again and again. So that is why the answer is continue. So it will be important because there are some example questions also using continue. And very simple, actually, you know it. Hmm. Three-way transfer of control is possible using what? Ternary operator, correct? So yeah, so this is the next question actually. Try to see it and solve it once. Hmm. So at every looping, you are just using the continue statement. Look at that. This is important. Yeah, these slide decks are posted actually. There is a link in the chat box. I'll provide the link later. All the previous slide decks are also posted. So what is your question? Let's clarify this one first and then we'll discuss that. So what is the answer of it? Anybody? Yes, yes, it is an infinite loop. So can anybody confirm actually why it is infinite loop? So the thing that is happening here is that at every step, okay, so if you just increment the value of a by 1, a plus plus. So a will be, after one step, it will be 1, okay, correct? Then it will go to continue again. So when you and after a equal to 1, I is also incremented to I equal to 0.5, correct? And if you go to continue, it will again begin from here. So I will be initialized to 0 again, and basically a will be 2, I will be again 0. So it will never complete, because the completion is basically when I is less than equal to 5, it will never complete actually. So it reaches continue, it keeps on going to the same thing again and again. Okay. So this is how it will go on infinitely. So any question about that? No, no, not 10 actually. It will never complete. As it is continue, it will go on moving to the same step again and again.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, why is the statement return zero written after the end of every program?
return 0. This one you are
Yes, sir.
saying, right? Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
uh, yeah. So this is actually because the compiler has to know that the main program is returning something or not actually. So this is because this is a function, right? The main function you are basically writing. So you are writing the program inside one main function, and the compiler actually is instructed to only compile the main function. And as every function has a return type, your main function should also has a return type. But your compiler expects some valid return type, right? So int is a valid return type, and correspondingly, you are returning 0. So if you return some other values, let's say, the compiler will say it, I mean, just catch it, and maybe depending on there are some specific values, and depending on the values, it will basically throw some error or some warning output. So this is just to let the compiler know that the program actually runs normally, and you don't have to bother about anything. Okay. So you could have also written void main and then all the programs, and then nothing here. Did not return 0 or anything like that. So this is just to match the return type you are returning. As you have written int main, you are returning 0. Okay.
Sir, can you explain this problem again, sir? When
Hmm? Hmm.
continue is executed, the loop again
Hmm.
initialized to I equal to 0, sir.
Hmm. Correct. Correct.
Then, I mean, sir, then how can we avoid this, sir, by not writing continuous, sir?
Yeah, yeah. But by not writing continue, this is just to illustrate that what happens if you just want to use continue. So normally, if you in situation where you have a condition inside the for loop, then you just want to use continue. So let us suppose that the for loop is like that. Okay, so you now will understand why continue is needed more properly. So I equal to 0, then let's say it will run up to I less than equal to 5, let's say, or and this is the case actually, I equal to plus equal to 1. Okay, and inside the for loop, this is the condition present. So a plus plus, this is the first thing, and then if a equal to 0, then continue. Just I'm writing like that because it is a bad practice from Python. Okay, and otherwise you can just proceed. Okay, just don't do anything. So what does it mean actually? If you look at the program, what happens? So instead of doing that, let's say a plus plus and then printf a. So if you run this program in your mind, okay, so I is equal to 0, then a plus plus happens. So the value of a will be printed as which is the value 2, right? Now basically 2 uh, less than so sorry 2 by 2 equal to 0. So it is an even number. So you are continuing it. Correct. So I intended to begin with 2 actually here. So now let's suppose, okay, so look at the code here. So a is 2, I is equal to also, let's say 1, doesn't matter. So then you come here, I equal to 0, I equal, less or equal to 5, it will run up to I less or equal to 5, I plus equal to 1. So after, I mean, one part, and one step of looping, the value of I will be 2, but it is not reaching up to 5, okay? So now you do the a plus plus. So what is the value of a now? 3. So you check this condition if it is true or not. It is not true, right? So you don't go to the continue. We again increment the value of I to 1. Sorry, now it is 3 actually. Now a's value will be 3 plus plus. So it will be 4. So it will be printed again. Then it will come to this point. Then it will basically uh I mean check. So now you check it and then see it is basically an even number. Then it will continue. So in continue, when you move here actually, it will basically keep on repeating or not. That you have to confirm. Will
Yes, sir.
it keep, yeah. So when it reaches the even number, it will keep on repeating. So this kind of situation, basically, it is getting controlled. Okay. So to control this kind of situation, you use these things. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir,
Yeah.
when the A value becomes 4, 4
Hmm.
mod 2 would be like that condition would be true, that
Hmm.
A mod 2 is equal to 0, then
Hmm.
continue statement would get executed.
Hmm.
Then it will go to the beginning of the for loop. So at
Correct.
that time, I would become 0 or
Hmm.
it will continue from the next value.
I will become 0.
I will become 0, right? Okay.
Correct. Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. So yeah, so before proceeding, there were some doubt in the chat box actually. So we, if we use void, then we receive return value, but that doesn't affect the answer. Yeah, that doesn't affect the answer. These are just return types actually. So if you write void, you don't have to write any return statement. And if you write, let's say even float main will work actually. So if you just write float main and then something, and then your whole program, let's say, and after the float, I mean the thing is done, you just return 1.1, let's say. It doesn't really matter actually. In the ninth question, the equation was c plus not this, c divided by. So as per the equation, first you evaluate, then c will be divided by the answer. I don't understand the.
Sir, I mean, it was the assignment operator, sir.
Hmm.
Like plus equal to, minus equal
Hmm.
to,
Hmm.
that
Hmm. Hmm.
type of operator, sir.
Hmm. Hmm.
I have checked in Google, and this type of operator, sir, plus equal to, minus equal to,
Hmm. Hmm.
divided by equal to. These are all have the least precedence compared
Correct.
to
Correct.
those multiplication
Correct.
divide.
Correct.
That was
Correct.
I was saying.
Okay. Hmm. 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 Oh, that's the reason. Yes, understood. Okay, so thanks. Actually, I forgot about these things. Actually, yeah, great. So yeah, this is the question number 14. So yeah. Sorry, D, C, D. Yeah, so while versus do while infinite times. So while is not breaking the loop actually. So can anybody explain? Not C actually, it will be D. So that is why I asked that why it is not getting out of the while loop. So the reason is very simple actually. In do while loop, you perform the do operation first and you check while the while operation is getting satisfied or not. So as I is already equal to 0, the while condition will never get dissatisfied actually. It will never get dissatisfied, and as long as it is getting satisfied, whatever is inside the do will get printed actually. So infinite times it will get printed and it will never come out of the while loop. So that is why this is the correct answer. Okay. So this is a very simple question actually. So now do this question carefully. Okay. So there is a hint. I think I should pause it. Yeah. Just look at this thing. Take your time, maybe 2-3 minutes. Take your time and try to solve it. It's a difficult question. Any idea about how to solve this question? Or anybody who has already answered? Already you guys have answered. Okay, so can anybody tell me how to begin? I mean, there are so many ternary operators, so how to isolate them actually? That is my first question. So let me write it here. Okay. Let me write the expression here. X equal to 4, 8, and then the ternary operator 5, then 1, then 5, then equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is the part actually, and how to what ternary operation to evaluate first. To know that already it has the highest priority, right? The ternary operation. And they are evaluated from left to right. So I think we should go ahead with the first this ternary operator, right? Because there are how many? Two ternary operators in total. This one and this one. And this is the first ternary operator. So I think it will be evaluated first. Am I correct? Somebody say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So if this is the ternary operator that I am to evaluate first, then what is the right hand side of the ternary operator? So check what is the last thing actually. So this is the, I mean the right hand side of the ternary operator, and what is breaking that into two part actually. So in how does ternary operator look like? It look like this actually. So X, then A ternary operator, then B colon C. So you have to look for the right hand side and break it down into two part divided by this colon. Okay. So how to divide it into right hand side of the ternary operator into two part? You have to check for the rightmost colon actually. So if I divide it like that, so this is the right hand side of the ternary operator that should be divided. So let me put a bracket into it. So this is now B. Okay. This is the B, and this is 3 is the C, and 4 less than equal to less than 8. This is the A. Okay. So this is the first part that needs evaluation, and this is the now second part. So here also you can see there are several things that are happening here. So if you say carefully, there are two things that are happening. This is one operator. This is another operator, and this is another operator, and this is another operator. So many things inside this actually. So for that, we again have to check the precedence and group them. So now let's group this part first. So 4 less than 8, and this is the right hand side of this ternary operator that will evaluate it first, and then we'll now group it separately. So whatever is this, we'll write it B. Okay, then 3. So let's evaluate it this part first now. This part separately. So text box, and then this is the part that needs evaluation. So anybody tell me how to evaluate it? It is again a ternary expression. So anything in the left hand side will be evaluated separately, and depending on the value of the evaluation, 1 or 2 will be chosen.
Sir, first relational is done, sir. Then equal to not from left to right.
First relational will be done.
Sir, first we will group the left hand side and right hand side individually of the relational operator.
Okay. So you're saying that like this, right? Correct?
Yes, sir, right.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Somebody has raised hand. You're not audible. You're
So,
on mute. Yeah.
so does it go like this? So phi not equal to 1, which is true. So it will return 1. And then 1 is less than phi. It is also true. So 1. It will return 1. 1 is equal to 0. So it is false. So the answer 2 would get executed.
Answer 2 would get executed. Mm, yeah, yeah. I mean, that is why I want to know I mean, the precedence between these three operators. That is the first question that we need to answer actually. So we already know that this two has the same precedence, right? Equal to, and not equal to. So my question is that does it have the higher precedence than both of them, or all three of them has the same precedence actually? Based on that answer, I'll be able to answer your question actually. Otherwise, also, if you see it like this, okay, so 5 not equal to 1, this gets evaluated to what? 5 is true. So 1 is less than 0, that is false. So this is 2 actually. So there are two possibilities. Both of them will give you the answer of 2. So the correctness will depend on the precedence order. So that we have to check. So anybody for sure knows what is the criteria?
I think first 1 lesser than 5 is first evaluated. So since relational has higher precedence than equal to or not equal to.
Okay. So that is actually true, right? So you are suggesting this, correct?
Yes, sir. And then from left to right, 5 not equal to is evaluated, then equal to equal.
Okay, so this is the actually correct order that you are suggesting. So if we evaluate it like that, then let's see what is happening. So 1 less than equal to 5, it is true, right? So we just place it. Let me just copy it here and then. So 1 less than 5, it is true. So 1 here, and 5 not equal to 1, that is also true. That is 1 here, correct? So 1 equal to 0, that is false. So 0 here. So if it is 0, then 2 will be selected. Then 2 gets selected here. Okay. So the value is basically the value of B is 2. So actually this is the correct part. So this is the correct order. So relational operator always has the higher priority than the this equal to and not equal to. Okay. As this is a comparator, this will have the highest priority. So anyway, so x is now the value of x is now 4 less than equal to 8. Sorry, 4 less than 8. And then a ternary operator 2 and 3. So 4 less than 8 equal to 2. Correct? So 1. 1 means the value of 2 will be chosen. So the value of x is 2. So this is the correct approach actually, how this question should be solved. Okay. By many, I mean, using many process, you can get the correct answer, which is 2, but this is actually the correct way. So you should remember the precedence order. Okay. So any question regarding this? So this is explained properly here. So see here the precedence order. This is evaluated first actually. Then 5 not equal to 1 will be evaluated because it is associative. Okay. So yeah, in the slide deck, everything is explained, so you can go through it later. Any question regarding this? Correct, correct. It is correct. Yes. Yeah, everything. There is a link actually. So in the after the meeting in this chat box only, I'll provide the link actually. Here you can see the there. I think yeah, everything is listed actually. The YouTube links are there where the videos are getting uploaded every week. And apart from that, the slide decks are basically kept in a Google Drive actually, and that drive locations are shared independently. So in a single Excel sheet, everything is kept track of, and I'll share the Excel sheet link to all of you after this class. Okay. Yeah. So another question is remaining. So before that, if anybody has any question, just ask once. Otherwise, I'll proceed to the next question. Okay. So this is the next question. See it carefully. And this is the last question also. Hmm. Let me zoom it slightly. So see inside the while loop, I less than 8, there is a comma actually, and then j greater than 9. So what does that comma do? That is the important thing to understand actually. Normally we usually have the logical uh, and or operator, but here it is comma. Okay. 6 9. So can you explain how it is 6 9?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Sir, first we have initialized I to 0 and J to 15,
Hmm,
and the condition for both of them is given in the while loop,
hmm, hmm,
and means I is getting incremented, and at the same time J is also getting decremented. So
hmm,
means after continuous of incrementation of I, its final
hmm,
value will become 5, and the final
hmm,
value of J will become 10, and
hmm,
the condition will be checked, and both the
hmm,
condition for I, which is 5 less than 8, and for j,
Hmm.
10 is greater than 9. These both conditions
Hmm.
are true. And then it will
Hmm.
again enter into the while loop. Then
Hmm.
value of I will be incremented to 6 and
Hmm.
value of j will be decremented to 9.
Hmm.
The condition will be checked and it is true only for I. And for j,
Hmm.
9 is greater than 9, it is false. So one
Hmm.
of the condition is getting false. So the while loop will be terminated and the final value 6 and 9 will be printed.
Yeah, you are mostly correct, but about only one thing you are wrong. So the thing is that in while loop, while we are checking using comma, right? This is not a logical AND operation. So you evaluate everything, but only consider the right hand side actually. So that is the catch here. Okay. So see, everything is done as you have just said, but while evaluating the while condition using comma, only the right hand side will be evaluated. I mean, whenever you decide on using whatever is inside the while loop, okay? So this is one important thing actually. So the comma operator evaluates both expression, but returns the value of the last expression. So j greater than 9. So essentially I less than or equal to 8 have no effect here. Even if you would have written, let's say I less equal to 15 or I less anything actually, it doesn't really matter actually because there is one comma. Okay, that is one catch here. So other than that, it is a very simple question actually. So you just initialize I to 0 and j to 15, and you go inside the while loop. At the first iteration of the while loop, you increment the value of I to 1 and decrement the value of j to 14, right? Because the initial value was of I was 0 and j was 15. And as the first for loop gets, sorry, the first while loop gets executed, you again go here and the value of I is now 1. You check whether it is less than 8. But are you checking? You are not actually checking. You are only checking the value of g because the last expression of the comma always gets evaluated. So now you check the value of j. Is it greater than 9? Yes, it is now 14. So you go inside the for loop. You increment the value of I, which is now 2, and j is 13. You go again here. J is I is 4. Sorry, I is 3. J is 12. Now again, I is 4, J is 11. Again, I is 5, J is 10. Then you come inside, you increment the value of I to 6, decrement the value of J to 9. Then you go inside the for loop, I mean, inside here and check J is now 9. So the for loop breaks and the last value of I and J are 6 and 9 because you don't decrement and increment inside the while loop again. So this is how it gets executed. And the important thing to remember is that this is the part that doesn't get evaluated. I less than equal to 8. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking less than equal to. It is less than actually. So it doesn't get evaluated. Only this j greater than 9 will get evaluated. Yeah. So any question regarding this? Okay. So this is the last question.
Sir, then what is the use of their comma, sir?
Sorry.
Sir, in the 16th question,
Huh.
whatever the cases may be in the left side,
Hmm.
but
It,
only the right one will be checked, sir.
correct. Correct. Okay, so this is the last question actually. So again, you can see that j greater than 9. This is the most important part here. So it doesn't matter where I mean this part gets evaluated or not. But essentially, when you print, you have to print this also actually. value of I and j.
Sir, in the print statement, there is comma, no, sir. What is that significance, sir?
This part.
Yes, sir. In there is also
So,
comma. In between
correct,
part.
correct. So when you print the thing, it will print basically like that. So inside the print percentage d, the value of I will be printed. Then comma will be printed as it is. Then after that, one space will be printed. Then again, the value of j will be printed in place of percentage d.
Okay, so it does not have any relation there with while comma, no, sir. While
No,
condition.
it doesn't have anything.
Thank you.
So you just do a plot like that. So the evaluation step, the value of j, and after loop, the body actually. What is the values? So at initial stage, what is the value of I after this thing is done, I plus plus? It will be 1. It will be evaluated, but it will not be used for evaluating the expression actually, for deciding the for loop expression. So you just decide based on j is greater than 9 or not. So 15 is greater than 9, it is not true. So what happens? You go inside the body. I is again getting incremented to 2 because I was 1 already getting incremented here. Okay. And j is decremented to 14. So the first step is done. In the second step, you also enter here. I is getting incremented to 3 from 2, and j is now checked. So the value of j was 14. It gets checked with 9. So it is true because j 14 is greater than 9. So again, you go inside the loop and increment the value of I to 4 and j to 13, decrement the value of j to 13. So you keep on doing this until you reach here actually, this part where the value of j is 9, so it doesn't go inside the body, and the value of I is 13. So now at last 13 and 9 will be printed. Okay, so when this kind of difficult solution comes actually, for loop question comes, make this kind of table and then try to execute it. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, does that mean
Hmm.
in this case, while I plus plus, comma j greater than 9 is there, no? So I plus plus would be evaluated, but it will not be checked in the while condition.
Correct.
Is it like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Correct.
So basically I plus plus is not being ignored. So it should get evaluated, but at the time of conditioning, I mean checking the condition, only we will take the extreme right hand side.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. True.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So, any other question? If there are no other questions, then I think I can stop today, and I'll share the link with all of you. Yeah. Okay, anyway, I'm stopping the sharing and also stopping the recording. If you have any question, ask me.
Sir, the question is about
Yeah.
it's a doubt, sir,
Hmm.
about the exam that is going to held in October.
Hmm.
Sir, if I missed any of the assignments, can I apply for the exam, sir?
I don't really know actually. I'm just a, I mean, uh, I don't even
I
set those
have
questions.
information on it, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead and tell.
Actually, you have 12 assignments, right? I mean, we are going to have 12 weeks actually. Even if you attempt all 12 assignments, the best out of 8 assignments they will take. Like means in the second assignment you got low marks, in 10th assignment or 11th assignment you got high marks, it will be taken as priority. So even if you attempt all the 12 assignments, in those 12 assignments, they will take the best 8 weeks assignment scores and get the final external average assignment marks.
Okay, thank you, sir.
In at least you should attempt 8 assignments for sure. So that is the case.
Okay,
Also,
thank
there
you
is
for giving information.
one more question is that even if you get out of in the external exam, there is a criteria for getting at least some internal marks in this assignment. If you don't get that marks, even in external you get all full marks, you will not be qualified.
Thank you.
You can ask these questions in the moderation site also directly in the course website. Okay. So yeah, I think I don't really have any information regarding exams or anything like that. Okay. And we can discuss there also.
Okay, sir, no problem.
Yes, sure. Okay, then I'm stopping the recording. If you have any other questions, just ask in the next meeting.
Sir, could you suggest any